Good morning, my friends and family. It's Alfred again. I just wanted to, this is my second video, and I just wanted to share again. The last video was about my channel's purpose, and of course, it is to help you develop yourself personally and spiritually, so that way that, for the reason that you can grow and evolve to a higher frequency, and we can get out of this negative world. And the reason I'm doing this is because, well, actually, on this second video, what I'm going to talk about is who I am and the reason why I've changed and started doing this and to try and teach people. And it's actually, well, like again, I said my name is Alfred Cuellar, San Antonio, Texas, born and raised. I've lived a pretty decent life. We didn't have a lot of money when I was young. A lot of my family members were, they would drink a lot. My uncles would drink a lot, and so I saw a lot of negativity, and lived in low income. Um, we struggled to have good things, and we had always had to, buy secondhand clothes and stuff like that. And so I had kind of a rough childhood, but I mean, I was able to to live with it. I didn't really make a big deal about it. Not until I got older, like I, kind of wanted certain things, and like my parents would tell me, well, we really can't right now, and it kind of affected me. But at the same time, I was, when I was younger, I would just accept it. And but I've realized that that's really not the way that we were meant to live. And so I had to struggle a lot, and I had to make my own way. I kind of would take other people's suggestions on what I should do, and so I became like, at first I would do roofs with my dad, and kind of dabbled into other small jobs, but then I became an electrician, and electrician I kind of just took on to that. I've been doing that for like about 12 years. Um, so I'm a pretty good electrician. I've made some, you can make some pretty good money being an electrician, and it's actually been very good for me. But the only thing was that in my life, like as far as my life situation, and it was very unstable. So I always, I would get with a girl, and then like we'd set up a life or whatever, and I would invest in it, and like it would would fall apart or whatever for whatever reason, and we just didn't really have our finances, and because at that time too, because I guess wasn't really living my purpose. I would actually I would drink and use other drugs, or uh, do other things, watch movies, and do unnecessary things just to try and have that I guess fill that void of unhappiness that I had, of unfulfillment that I had, and um, it led me to this journey that I didn't realize was a spiritual journey at first, because I had some difficulty with my last relationship, and it was um it was a pretty bad breakup. It wasn't like violent or anything, but it just really messed with my mentality, and I tried to make it work, because like the girl I was with, she struggled with anxiety and depression and stuff before I met her, and like while we were together, it kind of wasn't a big issue, and I guess it was because I kind of made it better for her. But towards the end, once we started falling apart, like I really saw it, and I wanted to help, but yet I was really limited on what I knew about it, and we were both kind of limited on our communication and how to express ourselves, and how to really be truthful, and to just be honest with each other, and to really open up to each other. So we fell apart, but of course, as when we were breaking up, we were still friends, because I don't like to be mean. Like even though we might have had a relationship and break up, it doesn't mean I'm gonna hate you forever or anything like that. Like I just didn't see that. Uh, and so, like, we were still friends, and she actually started going on a journey as I started going on a journey. And so, like, we stayed friends, and we would, still visit each other every once in a while. And I would kind of tell her some of the things I learned. She would tell me some of the stuff I learned, and we'd connect them together. And I think too, she still wanted to be together, but at that time I was already like, nah, it wasn't meant to be like. But I, didn't mean like, oh, I couldn't be her friend or anything. So, um, but anyway, like she had already started looking into horoscopes and stuff, and believe it or not, like some of the path of me finding this path, my true self, my path, was actually through astrology and the zodiac signs and numerology. And you wouldn't think so. And a lot of people say, "Oh, that's the devil" and stuff like that, but it's not. It's not. That's stuff that people tell you so that you can not investigate it because you're thinking it's the devil, and you can't rise up and learn some things about yourself so you can become your powerful self and figure out your gifts and find your true path and actually fix this world. And it's because I guess those higher ups and those people in government, they want to keep you only knowing so much so that way you just work and you become like their workhorse, and then you just pay your taxes and you never rise up and you never make money because they have the upper hand and they know how to do all that and they control all that. And so that's what they want you to do, is stay down there so that way they can have power over you. But you can harness that power too, and you can become great too, and you have the power to attract abundance just like they do. And it's actually some spiritual laws that if you if you work on yourself, like that's the first step to your spiritual awakening and developing all aspects of your life, is you got to work on you, which starts from the inside, understanding your mentality, understanding your emotions, and then understanding your physical. And in that, you will understand the spiritual, and which the spiritual works in everything. The spiritual is actually what propels this earth and evolution into the future. So it's actually a big part of life, and a lot of scientists have been realizing this, not knowing and not really understanding, because they didn't understand the spiritual realm, or they were more like they were atheists and didn't really believe in God because they believed there was just scientific laws in the way that works, and it's actually, well, it's actually a spiritual thing. And they came to find out, like a lot of scientists, once they get into that so far, they're like, man, there has to be some spiritual, because things just work out in a way to where they just always are gonna work out. And well, that's that divine, that's that God energy. And so I've learned about it, and I actually, I developed myself. I started, and I was just trying to help me, and I started learning about meditation as well. And meditation is a very powerful tool. It helps you to to focus, to learn to focus, to relieve your body of stress, because our mind can be going and going and going. That you got to learn to quiet yourself, sit there, and like get your higher self, your your soul, to tell your mind like, hey, look, you're not the boss of me. I tell you what to do, and right now I need you to calm down and stop working, because I need to rejuvenate my body. And with you constantly working, my body is unable to rejuvenate. And so, like, and it's our brainwave, it stays into a lower frequency, which is like the beta uh, frequency. And so you never, your body's always in a stressed state in that frequency. And there's actually an alpha and a theta frequency, that where you get a higher consciousness, your brain power is more strong, your emotions are more strong, you see things more clearly, you understand things more clearly. And like I said, and well, I don't know if I said this before, but anyway, I always tell people it's a process. You know what I mean? You can't, like, sometimes you can't give people too much information. They got to understand it a little bit at a time. Like, because if I told you the good news of what's really happening right here, right now, with me and you, like, man, you would be tremendously happy. But I can't, because it's a process. So let's get into this process. So yes, it led me onto this journey, right? And as I was doing the meditation and things, and I felt better. It was like, because I had a lot of negative patterns, and not only did I have falling out with my girlfriend, but like too, some of my friends kind of did some things that I was like it made me question their friendship, and it's like, what did I, what did I do but try and bring nothing but respect and kindness and joy to y'all's lives, and y'all are gonna, what I mean, like do me like if I'm just some acquaintance or somebody they don't even know, and it was, it hurt, but it led me to my transformation. So um, I guess it could have been worse. It wasn't like I had to have a tragic accident or anything. It was just more of a social thing, and um, but it's crazy how it propelled these things, and it was actually like I'm finding out through the astrology and through numerology, it was my destiny. Like, because there's people are born at certain times, and like, well, the energies from the planets and the stars, they actually have an effect on you. They can propel some certain gifts, and certain, like the zodiac signs are have different traits, and believe it or not, they are relevant. And the reason I know this is because the fact that once I was meditating and all this, like one day, just out of nowhere, I was cleaning my room, and all of a sudden I heard this voice, and I knew it wasn't me, and it said, "Write this down." I was like, so I had already been studying, so I had some books or a notebook handy, and right as I got it, boom, new fulfilling job, teacher. Uh, Good children make good parents. Good parents make good children. To be a parent is to be a teacher. And so, if you're a parent, you actually got to be a teacher too. But how can you teach if you don't really know the way the world works? And so, that is my calling, my job, that I feel is to awaken people to this fact, because these are ancient teachings that have been lost, and I don't know if it was on purpose, but God has other plans for this world, and God can't, you can't stop God. You can't stop the laws of nature. You will fail. You do not go against nature. She's very mighty and powerful. And actually, the way I see God is there's a Father God and there's a Mother God, and you know what I mean. And they balance the world, and just like there is a masculine energy and a feminine energy, and so you know, you gotta use these energies to your benefit. And that's actually like the yin and yang, the black and white, the right and wrong, the left and right, the up and the down. And it's a duality, but those dualities coexist together. And so once you find that balance, it's like you become one. It's that oneness. That's that connection. That even though there's separate things, you realize the unification of it all. It's a very beautiful thing, and I can't wait till you feel that. And that's actually my purpose, is to help you and guide you, and to do this in a loving way, in a way that I feel would benefit the world, because that's my goals, to help you heal and the world heal, which will make everything propel into the way it's supposed to be. So I just want to welcome you, and I hope that you are doing well, and if not, you soon will be. And I'm glad to be one of the ones who understands this, and I feel extremely blessed. And if you are listening to this, and if you are engaged in this, and if it is intriguing you, then you are soon to be blessed. And well, you're already blessed, but you're soon to be blessed even more. And so one of the reasons why I why I've taken this new path is because, well, becoming more spiritually connected has helped me realize that I finding my true path, and the fact that God actually told me my purpose, which is confirmed there is truth in the astrology and the numerology. So it will help me to guide y'all as well. And like it was just something I guess I had to see, so that way I can show y'all like a way in case you don't understand the way I'm telling you. Then there's another astrology tactic I can use, or there's the numerology tactic I can use, and there's the, just telling you about it and how I understand the way the energy works, and I understand the way that your brain works, and psychologically and mentally, and I understand the way that your emotions need to work. And a lot of times now in this world we suppress our our emotions, and so it's created a extreme imbalance, and that is because the masculine energy, we're not very good at dealing with our emotions, and so because of that, it's propelled that even worse, because well, your emotions, they affect you, and it's actually, you're just thinking about something will cause you to feel certain emotions, so it's messed up our thinking as well. And if your thinking and your emotions are messed up, it's going to cause your body to break down, and you're going to get disease. You're more susceptible to disease and to injury. And so once you fix these things, you become overall, mind, body, and spirit, become healed. And it's a beautiful thing. And we don't have to live the way that we are, like just thinking that we have to just go through life and deal with what the hand that was given to us. No, we can actually influence and create our own world and create our own path. And it's because you awaken to this higher frequency, and so your brain works better, your emotions work better, you see more of what your truth and what the truth for the people around you are. And it's just like it's it's awesome. And also, like the healing of you and the world, because my soul urge is to heal and to help you, because the love within me has made it my desire. Like I just, like I said, it was destiny. Like nothing could have done this but the forces of nature and God. And it was actually, I found out that if I would have known about astrology and numerology when I was younger, like I would have known these things, and I would have been doing this a long time ago. And I would have been preparing myself, because, well, I've been having to do it like in a quick, fast, in a hurry way, because, well, I'm 40 now, and I only have so much time to live, and but these past 40 years I've been having to live it in a way that really wasn't fulfilling, a way that I just kind of had to make a way, and not saying that it was really all that bad, but I could have done a lot greater things. I could have made a better life for myself. Like right now I'm financially not where I want to be, but I am getting there. And I didn't realize, like, once you understand these things, you can actually propel that and bring it towards you even more, because um, well, like basically, just gonna give you a little bit of head learning, but once you learn how to balance all these things and do this, like your brain is like thoughts. Thought, everything derives from thought. Thoughts create an emotion, and then if that emotion and you take action on it, you manifest what you want or what you desire. And especially if that is in tune and alignment with what nature needs and with what is good for nature, and it benefits you and others, then it comes quicker. And just like how Jesus made that food multiply, he made miracles, and it's just, well, I guess he understood things to where he believed it, which is like I understand, because I actually studied this stuff so much that, and especially when God told me, like, And I told people this, and they were just kind of looking at me crazy, and I was like, man, maybe I'm like wrong. You know, it made me question me just because of other people's doubts. So, too, like when you're on your journey, you can't let other people's thoughts or other people's ideas um, kind of, they can stop you, they can slow you down, or they can detour you, or they can even make you stuck. So, my advice to you right now is when you're on this journey, I suggest to take what other people say lightly, you know, because everything is within you and only you understand your perspective, and they might not understand your perspective, and but there are some people who might help you to broaden your perspective. So if it really reaches to you, or because usually if it's something negative, it's really not probably of value, probably not. But some people do know what they're talking about and can help you, but also some of that advice is really probably not meant for you. It's probably meant for them, or you know, or it could keep you stuck, or it could make you question then what you're thinking because it's not what you were thinking. But I would go with maybe like integrating with your thoughts. But if it's like making you try and switch your thoughts for their thoughts, then yeah, it's probably not meant for you. But another thing is it's like I can't wait to get you to that point. You know what I mean? Because it's like the world needs it. The world needs it today, and a lot of spiritual leaders, they understand like the Bible is a very important tool and it helps you, and it was like, but I think it's like it was like a guide, but it's a guide of somebody who really didn't understand, because or people took out the important parts, because it does guide you, but it doesn't explain like the things you need in between to understand that. Like, especially, oh, well, you just have to have faith. Oh, well, you just have to understand, like, it's going to do this and that's going to do that. But how? You know what I mean? Does it make sense to you? So, what I'm going to teach you, it will make complete sense. And even if you don't understand it, you know, there's ways that I can help you to give you tools and stuff to where it'll it'll unconsciously, like, you can, like, basically meditation and stuff, you can do a guided meditation, or I can do a guided meditation for you, or tell you some affirmations to say where you kind of you basically train your brain to just rewire itself. And it takes a little bit longer, um, but too, it's like, well, the meditation and the way I teach it, it will help clear any brain patterns, because that's like the first main thing is you got to rewire your brain patterns. Your brain will stop you from growing, because society and the beliefs that we have of this world, which is not really of what God intended. So it's going to be hard to change. You know, it's hard to change people who have lived by this way, and you know what I mean, and they made it work for them, and now you're telling me it's different. Like, unfortunately, yes, you know, but it's not in a bad way. Of course, it is hard, like going through the change and that transformation can be hard. Like, it's like if you're, it's like how God talks about, like, there's like a dying off and a reborn and being reborn again. So you're like dying, um, not physically, but I guess egoically, like your mind sense of self, and but you are reborn spiritually, because right now when you're using your brain and you don't understand the way that the world works, you don't ever get to that higher frequency, and so it's like your light, your inner light, your energy is on a lower frequency, so it's like you don't shine like the way we're intended to, like how God says, I am the light. And well, you have to understand these certain things in order to become that light, because you are a light. But right now, you might not be. You might be a dim light, but that's why I'm here to help you and to bring that light up. And so, well, I've been talking for a minute now, so I'm going to go ahead and stop this right here, and just wish y'all the best day. God bless y'all. I send y'all some loving and healing. And if you are feeling like when I'm talking to you, you feel certain things, it's because this morning I found out like I just had a great morning this morning, and I it's like your emotions in tune with your mind and with what's going on. Like, oh my God, it gives you this power, and like I'm so happy because for you and for me and for everybody, because my that love that I feel and that love that I want to help people is showing me like it's gonna work no matter what, and it's so profound. Like I just, man, it's a very good connection to God. Like like you know the story of the Bible, Jesus. Jesus is one of the main people who got me here. He's with me. Him, God Almighty is with me right now. The Holy Spirit is with me. And like when I do my healing, oh man, my heart, I feel how powerful it is, and I know like it is it is going to propel some good things, and it is going to heal you in a way that you have never felt before. And I, you know, even though it's over video, it still works. Like it works tremendously. I've realized that I have an effect on the electronics as well. So like just seeing it on video does not stop you.